Hi, this is Steve, and welcome to a very special episode of Our Road to Camelot. In this episode, I'm going to be going over my top 12 favorite apps for travel. And so without further ado, let's get started. Over a year ago, when we first decided we were going to be doing full-time travel, I started doing research, and lots of it. I was going over apps through the App Store. I was watching YouTube videos to find out what other people are doing, just to kind of get an idea. What do I need to know? How am I going to be able to get around? How am I going to be able to navigate? Many years past, when we used to go traveling all the time, it was pretty much AAA triptych with a box full of maps, and we would just kind of hit the road that way. But I know in today's world, we have so many resources at our fingertips. We don't need to go with paper maps anymore. So I did the work, and truthfully, over the last 2 months, we've fine-tuned it down to 12 apps that I use a lot. And we're going to discuss those pretty much in groups. First of all, let's talk about navigation. When we go to navigation, my number one go-to, because I am an Apple guy, is Apple Maps. In Apple Maps, I can set destinations, I can set whether I want to avoid toll booths or whatever. Just by typing in an address, it will map out where I need to go. Now, if you're not an Apple person, the other go-to for you would be Google Maps. Google Maps works very, very similar. Google Maps has been around forever. It's pretty much been the main map program since map programs began. But Apple has actually cleaned up their act. It's very efficient. I like it. Okay, so whether you're Android or Apple and just like Google, either way, you're going to be good to go. You will not have a problem with either one of those. However, here's my big however. I've been concerned because lately there's a lot of concern about, okay, I'm driving and pulling a 35-foot fifth wheel trailer behind me. All in all, I'm over 50 feet in length. I'm 13 and a half feet tall. I can't go under every single underpass. I'm concerned that Google Maps or Apple Maps is not going to be enough. So I did some research, and I had checked out a couple of other travel ones, and I'm sure people are going to say, hey, Copilot or some of those. I went away from Copilot. I tested it out for a little bit. I went away from it because it wasn't as accurate as I was hoping it would be. And there's a lot of horror stories of people that were sent down bad roads they should not have been on using Copilot. Plus, it can be expensive. It's a subscription base. It's not buy it once and you have it. No, you're paying monthly for this service. I found a free one. Free is Truck Map. And Truck Map is a very cool app. If I go up to my settings, I can actually set the length, the height, the weight of my vehicle, and I can also set if I want to avoid toll roads. So I went ahead and punched that in. Anything that is less than 13 and a half feet clearance, it will avoid that. The only thing I have a problem with, as I'll go ahead and go to Theodore Roosevelt National Park yet once again, is that when I start this on my phone, the miles to my next maneuver, stay right on Elk Creek Road for 0.2 miles, that 0.2 is really difficult to see on a phone when it's sitting on your dashboard. I'm hoping that they make that larger font so it's going to be easier to read. That's my only complaint about this app. Other than that, it gives you all the great information, how many miles to the destination, how much time do you have left, and what time is your estimated time of arrival. So, and it will give voice turn-by-turn navigation. So that one, once again, is called Truck Map. The next grouping that we're going to be talking about is, what is my workflow for finding a campground? Well, if you saw an episode a few back, I talked about memberships. Passport America has quickly become my go-to favorite app to check first. The The reason why, because if I can save money through Passport America, I'll stay at their park first. So when I open up Passport America, right now to join is $44 a year. And to be honest, it has overly paid for itself just in this last stay. So if I click, I can not just find parks nearby, I can also set a trip route. I can set destination, and it will give me all the Passport America campsites along that route within however many miles I want to set it for. But let's go ahead and take a look at parks nearby. So whenever I move the map around, it's going to drop these pins. Right now, I happen to be in this just outside of Piedmont, and if I tap on Elk Creek RV Lodge and Resort, that's where we are right now. The regular rate is $35 to $45 a night, and Passport America is exactly half price, $17.50 to $22.50. Now we're staying in electric and water only, no sewer, so that's normally $20 a night or $40 a night. We're getting it for $20 a night. If I go to important campground notes, it's going to tell you whatever restrictions there might be. In this case, the Sturgis Rally, which is like the beginning of August, they don't honor any discounts then. You won't find any discounts in the South Dakota area around Sturgis during the Sturgis Rally. In fact, if anything, it's going to be double. So, but anyways, we are staying, and there's no other restrictions. We've been here 12 nights, and we have paid $20 for all 12 nights. That is unbelievable, because normally, let's go to another campground here down the road, Three Flags. This is more normal. Regular price $35 to $50. Passport America is half price again, but I go to important campground notes, and in this case the discount is valid for 3 nights maximum. So if you wanted to stay here for a week, you would pay for full price for 4 days. You would get Passport America for 3. Still a pretty good deal when you think about it, but you want to make sure you always read those notes. Normally what I've discovered is Passport America will be 1 to 3 nights maximum stay in most places. You'll have a few that will extend it to 6 days. You'll have a few more that are not restricted whatsoever. And but you always want to look at that first. Under highlights, it will tell you all the basic amenities that it has, whether it has Wi-Fi, if it's 20, 30, 50 amp, or all of the above. It explains maybe some places it might be near. When you get to amenities down below, this is pretty much just icons telling you what they have to offer. Alright, if I don't find what I'm looking for in Passport America, I go to my next go-to, which is Campendium. I love Campendium for a number of reasons. One, the people who put it together are awesome. I want to support them. It is a free app. Also, the other thing I like about it, it is driven by the people that use it. So you and me, we're in this together. We stay at one of these sites where there's no information. We can then go ahead and upload the information to that site. Here we are around the Badlands. In fact, let me go ahead and clear filters, because I want to talk about filters in a minute. Alright, so let's search the area for campgrounds. Here we go. So if I zoom in here we are at Wall. Arrow Campground near Wall, 3 stars, last paid $32. Big rigs are okay, full hookups. This gives me a lot of information at a glance. This is what I love about this website as well, and there are pictures. So I can take a look at the pictures as well and see if this is where I want to stay. A lot of great information at first glance. Sometimes you don't get all that information. Sometimes you won't get the last paid. Sometimes you won't know if big rigs are okay. Sometimes you cannot access the website. Before we go to my third go-to app, let's check some of the other features. I can filter this by price. What if I want to basically camp for free? I want a boondock. I can hit free and search. And now in this area there's only one parking lot at Cabela's that I could stay for free at Cabela's. Let me zoom out more and try it again. There we go. Now I got one place, top of the mountain, showed up. It was dispersed camping, free. When I tap on it, it looks kind of a rough road, but this guy got his fifth wheel up there, so it's obviously not that bad. We can search by public, RV park, or parking or dump stations. what kind of hookups. So we have a lot of search filters we can search by. Now we're going to go ahead and go to my third go-to, and that is AllStays. I do like AllStays. I use AllStays a lot. And with AllStays, it gives me a little bit more information when I find a campground that I'm looking for. If I go to America's Campground and Lodging, it will tell me where to exit. If I scroll up, it usually tells me how many sites. It'll tell me the maximum RV length, how many are pull-throughs, how many are back-ends, what kind of electrical is there, and it will take me to their website as well. And then I can usually find the price through the website. I used to use Park Advisor a lot until I paid for AllStays. AllStays is a paid app. Park Advisor is very similar to AllStays, doesn't quite have as much information, but it does give you a lot of information. So it actually is quite helpful, and it is free. So if you want free, you can go to this one. There's reviews. They'll tell you what how many sites and what the max length is, some of the amenities, and it will always link you to the website if there's a website to link to. So I would suggest using Park Advisor if you don't want to pay for AllStays. The next one I want to go to is, as you're driving down the road, what is coming up next? Usually you'll have to have a co-pilot do this for you because you're not going to be checking this app while you're driving. But iExit for Trucks, and Gas Buddy are great tools for when you're out on the road and you're looking for something coming up. iExit. Now the downside is to iExit, if I go ahead and select any highway, I can pick by state. It's only going to give me major local highways. It'll give me all the interstates and some of the US, but it doesn't give me all the roads. So if you're traveling some back roads that are a little bit more obscure, like in California, there's US 395, is not listed here. It also does not have California 1, which is the Pacific Coast Highway. It's not there. So you pretty much will only be able to traverse the major highways. Let's go ahead and take I-40 east. So as I look at this, it's going to give me some icons to tell me what's coming up. Some of these there's nothing there, so I know don't bother. Well, here's one. I'm not even sure where this is. Exit 141. Oh, it's toward the border. We got all those different gas stations. We got a couple of alternative fuels. We have different food places, lodging, and then other. I'm not sure why those are other, but those are other. So it will help you find what you're looking for. iExit is based on those people who are just on vacation, doing car tours, could be RV tours. But if you're driving a diesel truck, like I have a 1-ton Dodge 3500 that I'm driving, I need to know where's the diesel gas. So I will use iExit for trucks if all I'm doing is looking for fuel. So if I, once again, let's go out there, back out to California. Let's go ahead and do Interstate 40 again, eastbound. This time it looks a little bit different. It's telling me where the diesel fuel is. It's telling me where truck stops might be. Not as many stops that it's showing me because there's not going to be as many with those amenities. Here's this one. It tells me where the diesel is and how much. That's pretty much it for the truck route. Let me see if I can find. I-10 might be an easier way to go. There's also something that truckers would like to see as well when they're traveling, and at this Love's you have DEF at the pump, and it will show that. So if you're needing DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, for your truck, it'll show you can actually buy it at the pump. You don't have to try to go someplace to buy it in the box. A lot of places that sell DEF at the pump on that road in Arizona. Last but not least for this, Gas Buddy. Hopefully you're already using Gas Buddy. Gas Buddy is everywhere. All different towns, all different cities, all different states. It's not just for interstates. It's wherever you happen to be. And it will show you the prices from low to high in the area that you're in, how far away it is from you, and so on. So right now, because I have mine set to diesel, the lowest price for diesel in this area is $2.82. The highest is $3.15, and the $2.82 is actually really close to me. It's just a little over a mile away. This will also give you other information, such as when I go to the Flying J, I need propane. Yes, it has propane under amenities. So it'll give me the other information that it will have as well. The next thing I want to talk about is if you are bringing a dog with you. And the first one I'll bring up, it doesn't matter if you have a dog or not. If you like hiking, you're going to want this app. But if you have a dog and you like hiking, you're going to want it even more. And that's AllTrails. So let's go ahead and go to AllTrails. I'll flip my iPad so it will come upright. Now with AllTrails under filters, I'm kind of a wimp. I only want easy and moderate. I want 3-mile hikes. I don't want anything too long. And I want to filter it by dog friendly. So by applying those, it's going to give me all of those hikes within so many mile radius of where I am. So right now I have this Botany Canyon in the Black Hills. It's a moderate, and it is dog friendly as long as the dog is on a leash. It's actually a 5-mile hike, and it gives you the map of where to get the hike and how far it actually goes. There are at least dozens within the area you are. I'm going to go back to my filters. Let's say I also only want light traffic. I don't want to be around a lot of people. I want light traffic. So I'll narrow it down to light traffic. Apply that. And it still looks the same because Botany Canyon and Dalton Lake, those are very lightly trafficked hikes. But this, I can actually filter down my hikes to exactly what I want. And that is AllTrails. Bring Fido saved us when we decided to cross the country to go pick up our RV in Michigan. Basically, I was able to type in a destination. And let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and type in Mackinac. Let's go Mackinac City. And basically, I could find, if I wanted a hotel, I can get a hotel. But in this case, I don't want to know the hotels. What I do want to know, however, is what restaurants or what activities or events I could take my dog to. So let's first check the restaurants out. There are 6 restaurants in the area that my dog can go with me as I go eat. So here are some of those. Scallywags is where we wound up going. Very, very good, by the way. Highly recommend it. The Dairy Queen, the Pasty and Cookie Company. There are all sorts of places there where you can actually take your dog. If I go back out and look at activities, there are 7. You've got Mackinac Island. Dogs are allowed, and you would probably have already seen that video. Colonial Mackinac. You've got Mackinac, sorry. Shepler's Mackinac Island Ferry. These are all places that you can take your dog. So check out bringfido.com. Now the last one I want to talk about, I have not actually used. If any of you have used Rover, please give me your comments on what you thought. As you bring up Rover, Rover is a site kind of like an Uber but for dogs. Dog boarding, house sitting, drop-in visits, doggy daycare, dog walkers. People will sign up to do the service. They have to maintain high level of integrity to be able to keep going. There's screenings. So these people have all been screened. If I needed someone to drop the dogs off to while we went and spent all day at an amusement park or at a museum, we can go onto Rover, find a doggy daycare in our area. Let's say days of the week. Let's say just on Thursday. Select the location, current location, please allow access, it's got to know where I am, and search now. And here are people who I can drop my dog off to and they'll watch my dog for me. 1.5 miles away, $25 a day. So here's all these people that will watch my dog for me, ranging from $15 to $60 a day. They're all rated. If some of these are not rated yet, so I may not want that. Here's only one review. 7 reviews, still 5 stars. 9 reviews, still 5 stars. Like I said, when I finally get around to using that app, I will let you know. And if any of you have used it, please let me know. So those are my top apps at the moment. If you have some favorites, let me know how they're working for you. And in the future, I may do another part 2 updates on if I change out anything or I have a different workflow that I've fallen into. I'll let you know how that all works out and we'll keep you updated. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, hit that little notification bell so every time we post a new video, which is every Sunday at 2, you'll get a notification to let you know that we've got a new video up. So thank you again. Hope you can use this information. And if we don't get a chance to see you, hope to see you in the next video. Bye.